Hello all, welcome to engineering and welcome to NSA Maths. I am Professor NS Abhay. I am going to take the course Linear Algebra and Stochastic Processes. So there are 6 units in this course. First 3 units are depends on the linear algebra and the last 3 units are depends on the probability. Our first unit is matrices. Second unit is applications of matrices. Third is vector spaces and inner product spaces. Fourth one is probability and random variable. Unit number 5 is probability distributions, and the last unit of this course, that is unit number 6, stochastic processes. Out of that, today we are going to start unit number 1, matrices. So first, what are the outcomes of these units? After learning these units, you will be able to define the term matrix. Also, you will be able to find the rank of matrix and use it to decide the nature of solution of linear system. Students will be able to demonstrate an understanding of how to translate a linear system into a matrix form. After learning this unit, you will be able to determine whether the matrix is orthogonal. After learning these units, you will be able to find the eigenvalues and eigenvectors and use this concept in the applications of matrices. So unit number 1, matrices. So first one is the introductory part. For the singular term, we call it as a matrix, and if more than one, then we call it as a matrices. The term matrix was introduced first in the 19th century by the English mathematician James Sylvester. But it was his first friend, the mathematician Arthur Cayley, who developed the algebraic aspects of matrices in 2 papers in 1950s. Cayley first applied them to study the system of linear equations, where they are still very useful. They are also important because the Cayley recognized certain sets of matrices form algebraic system in which many of the ordinary laws of arithmetic, that is the associative and distributive law, are valid. But for the matrices, commutative law is not valid. Historically, it was not the matrix but a certain number associated with the square array of numbers called determinant that was the first recognized. Only gradually did this idea of the matrix as an algebraic entity emerge. Applications of matrices are found in the most scientific fields. So, we will learn the applications of matrices in our engineering field. So, what are the matrices, or what are the applications of matrices, or why we are going to learn the matrices? So, the applications of matrices in engineering. In every branch of physics, optics, electrodynamics, quantum mechanics and quantum electrodynamics, they are used to study physical phenomena such as motion of rigid bodies. Matrices have also come to have important applications in computer graphics, where they have been used to represent rotation and other transformation of images. This is very important application. In computer graphics, the matrices are used. They are used to manipulate 3D models and project them into the two-dimensional screen. Then matrices have wide applications in engineering, physics, economics and statistics as well as various branches of mathematics. In probability theory, statistics, stochastic matrices are used to describe sets of probabilities. For an instant, they are used within the PageRank algorithm that ranks the pages in the Google search. That is very important applications. As we know that when we search anything on Google, we will get the search results. That order of results that depends on the matrices. That is very important application of Google. In circuit theory, matrices are used to solve the current or voltage law. In electromagnetic field theory, which is a fundamental course for communication engineering, concept of divergence, curl are important. For other fields of engineering, computer memory extensively used the conception of participation of matrices. That computer memory we can distribute as a C drive, D drive, E drive, different drives. So, that form or that partition form by using the matrices. If the matrices size gets larger than the space of computer memory, it divides the matrices into sub matrices and does the calculation. Matrices can be cleverly used in the cryptography. Exchanging secret information using matrix is very robust and easy in one sense. This is very important applications. Then matrices are used in the MATLAB also. This software is widely used in the engineering field and MATLAB's default data type is matrix. Evaluation of matrix theory is form system of linear equations because mathematical model of some physical system problem in the form of simultaneous equation which can be solved by using matrices method. Then actual topic of our unit number 1 matrices, the definition of matrix, how we can define the matrix. So, the matrix can be defined an arrangement of m rows and n elements, m rows and n columns, that means total m into n elements arranged in m rows and n columns enclosed by the brackets of this called as a matrix of order m cross n. It is denoted by capital letters. That means usually the matrix symbol is denoted by a capital letter, capital A, capital B, capital A, like that. And that matrix can be written as the matrix A, this capital letter matrix A is equals to a square bracket in that the arrangement of m number of rows and n number of columns such as A11, A12, A13, A1n. Then second row is A21, A22, A23 dot 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 A2n, like that. The last row is AM1, AM2, AM3 dot 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 AMN. So, this matrix can be also written as the bracket A suffix mn. So, this mn, that means this matrix has a m number of rows and n number of columns. Then just revise the types of matrices. So, what are the types of matrices? First one is the row matrix, or it is also called the row vector. So, any number of columns, but only one row is called the row matrix. For example, see this matrix. In this matrix, only one row and there are 3 columns. So, this matrix is called the row matrix. Another example, this matrix is also has only one row and 4 columns are there. So, the only one row and any number of columns, that matrix is called the row matrix or row vector. Similarly, the column matrix or the column vector, only one column and any number of rows is called the column matrix. For example, see this matrix. In this matrix, there is only one row, but there are 3 columns. So, this matrix is called the column matrix. Then third type is zero matrix or null matrix. So, the matrix having all entries 0 is called zero matrix. So, see this matrix. This matrix is having order 2 cross 3, but all elements of this matrix are 0. Therefore, this matrix is called zero matrix. Similarly, this matrix is also called zero matrix because all elements are 0. Then fourth number, that is a rectangular matrix. So, the rectangular matrix contains more than one element and number of rows is not equals to the number of columns. That means the value of m is not equals to value of n. So, that type of matrix is called rectangular matrix, or we can also say that the non-square matrix is called the rectangular matrix. Then what is square matrix? The number of rows equals to the number of columns, that means value of m and value of n is same. So, look at this matrix. Here the number of rows and number of columns are same, number of rows are also 2 and number of columns are also 3 also 2. So, this matrix here is square matrix. Similarly, this matrix is also square matrix because number of rows are 3 and number of columns are also 3. Then next type is diagonal matrix. So, when you say that the matrix is a diagonal matrix, so the important is a square matrix. So, the diagonal matrix must be a square matrix. A square matrix where all the elements are 0 except those on the main diagonal. That is, values of aij are 0 for I is not equals to j, and value of aij not equals to 0 for I is equals to j. That means a square matrix having main diagonal elements are non-zero and all other remaining elements are 0 is called the diagonal matrix. See, this is a diagonal of a matrix and elements of a diagonal are non-zero and remaining all elements are 0. So, this matrix is called diagonal matrix. Similarly, in this matrix all diagonal elements are non-zero, or at least one diagonal element is non-zero and remaining all non-diagonal elements are 0. Then that matrix is called diagonal matrix. Then next one is the unit matrix or the identity matrix. A diagonal matrix with ones on the main diagonal is called the identity matrix. That means the identity matrix or the unit matrix is a diagonal matrix, only the change is in the diagonal elements. All diagonal entries or all diagonal elements equals to 1. See here, all diagonal elements is equals to 1 and non-diagonal elements are 0. So, this is called the identity matrix, same here. Also, this identity matrix, this 2 by 2 identity matrix can be denoted by I2, I for identity and 2 for its order. That means this is an identity matrix of order 2 cross 2. This matrix can be denoted by I3. That means identity matrix having order 3 cross 3. Then next type is the symmetric matrix. So, what is symmetric matrix? A square matrix. Symmetric matrix is a square matrix. Is symmetric if and only if A transpose is equals to A. This notation is for the A transpose. So, what is symmetric matrix? If A transpose is equals to A, or for the elements we can say Aij is equals to Aji. So, when we calculate the transpose of a matrix A, that is same as the original matrix A. That matrix is called symmetric matrix. See, these are the examples of symmetric matrix. If you see that if you take a transpose of this matrix, what is transpose of this matrix? A transpose is equals to 2 minus 1 and minus 1 1. It is same as the original matrix. Therefore, we can say that this matrix is a symmetric matrix. Then next one is a skew symmetric matrix. So, what is skew symmetric matrix? Again a square matrix A is skew symmetric matrix if now value of A transpose is equals to minus A, then we can say that that matrix is a skew symmetric matrix. In element form we can write a skew symmetric matrix as Aij is equals to minus of Abi and Aii is equals to 0, that means all diagonal elements, this represents all diagonal elements equals to 0. See here both diagonals are 0. In this matrix also all diagonal are 0. And for the non diagonal elements this Aij is equals to minus Abi, that means this if here is the entry of minus 1, so here is plus 1. Similarly here entry is minus 3, so here is 3. Here if the plus entry 4, here the minus times 4, that means a positive negative. Here if there is a minus 3, then here is a 3. Then next type of matrix, that is a scalar matrix, a diagonal matrix in which all main diagonal elements are equal to, all main diagonal elements are equal, that means A11, A22, A33 is all are equal, is called a scalar matrix. If you see that a scalar matrix, it is a diagonal matrix. What is diagonal matrix? That is diagonal elements are non-zero and non-diagonal elements are 0. Now in that diagonal matrix all diagonal elements are equal. If you see that all diagonal elements are equal, so this matrix is called a scalar matrix. Here also all diagonal elements are equal. Then upper triangular matrix. What is upper triangular matrix? It is a square matrix in which all elements below the principal diagonal are 0. So this is our principal diagonal and all elements below that principal diagonal are 0 here. Similarly for this matrix, it is again a square matrix and all the elements of this principal diagonal below this principal diagonal all are 0. So this matrix is also called upper triangular matrix. Then similarly the lower triangular matrix, it is also the square matrix in which all the elements above principal diagonal are 0. If you see, this is our principal diagonal and above this principal diagonal all elements are 0. Also this is a square matrix, so this matrix is called lower triangular matrix. Same here for the second example, square matrix having all the elements above the principal diagonal are 0, so it is called the lower triangular matrix. Then next one is the singular matrix. A square matrix is called a singular matrix if determinant of this matrix is 0. If the determinant of this matrix is 0, then we call it as a singular matrix. If we calculate the determinant of this matrix is equals to 0. Then next one is the non-singular or invertible matrices. So a square matrix is called the non-singular if and only if determinant of that matrix is non-zero. So if you calculate the determinant of this matrix, it is non-zero. Determinant of this matrix is not equals to 0. And you know that if determinant of this matrix is not 0, we can find the inverse of this matrix. That means we can say that this matrix is invertible matrix. So these are the some types of matrices. Then next topic, elementary transformation of a matrices or matrix. So this is also the important topic. So which are the valid transformations or which are the valid row transformations or column transformations that can be used in the matrix? So the first transformation we can use, we can interchange any two rows or columns in the matrix. For example, R1 arrow R2, that means R1 interchange by R2. So we can interchange the positions of R1 and R2 and that is denoted by R1 interchange by R2. This notation also be defined as, or this can be also written as R suffix 1 2. That means the first row is interchanged by second row and second row is interchanged by first row. Also for the columns, C1 is interchanged by C2 and C2 is interchanged by C1. That can be written as C1 2. That means the column, C for column, the first column interchanged by second and second by first. Then the second valid transformation is the multiplication of any row or column by a non-zero number. That means we can multiply any row of a matrix by a non-zero number or any column of a matrix by a non-zero number. And this R1 or this first entry denotes we are changing in which row or we are changing in which column. So, that is the notation. Then third valid operation, the addition of a constant multiple of elements of any row or column to the corresponding elements of any row or column. That means we can change in the R1 or we can transform R1 as R1 minus 2 times R2. That means multiply second row R2 by 2 and subtract it from the R1. So, this is a valid transformation, and actually we are doing this transformation in R1. Similarly for columns. So, these are the all basic concepts of matrices and the elementary transformations of matrices. Now, in the next video we will learn the important and new concept, that is called the rank of matrices. Thank you.